Mercenary soldiers in the service of the Lady, the Black Company, stands against the rebels of the White Rose. They are tough men, proud of honoring their contracts. The Lady is evil, but so, too, are those who falsely profess to follow the White Rose, reincarnation of a centuries dead heroine. Yet now some of the company have discovered that the mute girl they rescued and sheltered is truly the White Rose reborn. Now there may be a path to the light, even for such as they, if they can survive it. Hello and welcome to Liam's Lyceum. I am your host, Liam, aka Himbar, and today I'll be doing a spoiler-free review of Glen Cook's Shadows Linger. Shadows Linger is a 1984 novel and second in the Chronicles of the Black Company, with the first being the Black Company, which I have previously reviewed. This will contain some spoilers for that, but there will be no spoilers for Shadows Linger. Now, if you notice, 1984 is the same year the first book came out, so this was released very shortly after the first one, and the third one actually came out in 1985, so not too long later. The story starts, I believe, 6 years later than the first book, and I also think a couple years passed during the book, but it's kind of hard to tell somewhat. Now, I actually went into this one right after finishing The Black Company, which is not something I've done very much. The last time I did it was Between Demon and White and Kingdoms of Death by Christopher Rocchio, and before that I can't even remember. So this is a different in a few ways, okay? Because this one has a lot more chapters. There's about 6 or 7, maybe 8 in the first book. This one has 49. And it's not just limited to Croker's point of view. Now, it is still part of the annals from, Croker's writings for the Black Company, since he is the historian for them. But some of it is a recounting of another character, specifically Shed, who is a proprietor of an inn in the city of Juniper, which is on, I believe, the far western side of the northern continent. And actually, really close, apparently, to where the Dominator is buried. As you may know, of course, the Lady is the one in charge, and she has her taken. But originally, when the northern continent was originally under, I guess the big bad before the White Rose put them all in the grave, even though she couldn't actually kill them, the Dominator was the one in charge. But when the wizard, I think it was a wizard, freed the Lady and the Taken, she made it so the Dominator was not awoken. So the Dominator is trying to be awoken, though, still. And so it's interesting to see Croker's point of view, especially since we get less of him in some ways, actually. He actually shows up more in the last half, specifically the last third of the book, more so. He's a little bit more important then because, well, at the start of the book, they're not all on Juniper, but that kind of is, I don't think that's a spoiler that Juniper is the big place. Now, the thing that is with Juniper is not just Shed, because Shed is a new character. He does have some connections with the Black Company, as someone has been frequenting this tavern, and that is Raven, and that is because Darling has become, well, the maid at the inn there. And so definitely interesting to get that storyline still going on as they fled at the end of the Black Company. And Shed has a very dark and sad, almost tragic storyline in this. This is definitely, there's a reason people call this grimdark. It is dark military fantasy, of course, but it's definitely not too surprising because Shed has such a crappy time. Like, you feel for him because he's like somewhat pathetic, but he's kind of pathetic like you are. I say that like I am, like humans are, right? And it's just like you feel for him because he just doesn't feel like he catches a break. He does bad things, but like you can kind of understand why he's doing it. And so I think this one is a little darker because of that than the first book. It's not just this, bad stuff like rape and, the killing of innocents that we got with the first book. With the military stuff side, there's less military stuff going on here. So, disturbing the dead and, everyday paupers being bullied and driven to criminality just to survive. There are less large-scale battles and less of the Lady and definitely less of the Taken in this one. So it's definitely different. There are also, in this one, though, I felt like more creatures, because in the first book we only got the Forvalaka. Those are really the only creatures we got. This one has a bit more different ones. But it definitely has some good things to explore, like the Machiavellian things, like fear and hate. Love is not present so much, but I guess they're really following Machiavelli there. Then we also get more things, like names are powerful, of course. It is confirmed in this case that, like Croaker is not Croaker's actual name. I don't think that was confirmed in book 1, but we do learn a couple characters' real names. Overall, I thought it was greatly paced. I'm really looking forward to book 3, The White Rose. And, this does a good job of mostly dealing with the ambiguity of morality. And I think Cook examines that very well. And again, you can see the inspiration on stuff like Malazan, Book of the Fallen by Stephen Erickson. But I'll just keep my thoughts there for now. If you have read the book, let me know your thoughts. Let me know if I did an okay job reviewing this. And yeah, I'll catch you next time.